All right, let's talk about acing your Azure AI Engineer renewal. If you've seen that long list of updates and you're feeling that deadline pressure, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to cut right through all that noise and lay out a super clear path to success for you.
So, are you feeling a little bit overwhelmed by those October 2025 updates? I mean, it's a lot, right? New SDKs, new models, new services. It can definitely feel like you've got this huge mountain to climb. But what if I told you there's a much simpler way to think about all of this? Because here's the secret. This isn't about trying to memorize 20+ new random topics. No, it's about really, truly understanding one single fundamental shift in how the whole Azure AI world works now. If you can get this one thing down, I promise, everything else is just going to click right into place.
Okay, let's dive in. So that one big shift, it is all about mastering a platform called Azure AI Foundry. Seriously, just think of this as your new command center. It's the one place, your new home base for absolutely everything you need to do with AI on Azure.
So what is it, really? Well, at its heart, Azure AI Foundry isn't just another tool. It's the one unified platform for the entire AI lifecycle. It pulls everything together, from just playing around with new models all the way to deploying and managing huge enterprise-level applications.
And this is why it's the absolute core of the new exam. First off, you get access to this insane catalog of over 11,000 models from OpenAI, Meta, you name it. Then, you get real enterprise-level control with this hub and project setup. And, maybe most importantly, you have one unified SDK for pretty much any language you use, plus all the tools for evaluation and responsible AI are built right in. It just makes everything so much simpler.
And this right here is a perfect example of a practical decision you'll have to make. Inside Foundry, when you deploy a model, you've got choices. Are you going to go serverless where you just pay per token, which is awesome for spiky, unpredictable workloads? Or do you need that steady, predictable performance and cost of a standard or provision deployment for your big, high-volume app? Knowing when to pick which one is absolutely key.
All right, so we get the platform, but knowing the tool is only half the battle, right? The exam is really focused on how you use that tool. So this next part is all about the essential patterns you need to know to build AI that's not just smart, but also safe and responsible.
And it all starts right here. These are Microsoft's 6 core principles of responsible AI. You're going to want to have these pretty much memorized. Accountability, inclusiveness, reliability and safety, fairness, transparency, and privacy and security. And these are not just buzzwords, They are the actual framework for building safe, ethical AI on Azure.
So, okay, how do you actually use those principles? Well, you use this 4-stage process. First, you identify potential problems. Then, you measure them with real metrics. Next, you mitigate those risks with tools like content filters. And finally, you operate the whole system with a clear plan. Just remember, identify, measure, mitigate, and operate. Okay, now let's talk about probably the most important architectural pattern on the exam, Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. All this really is a clever way to connect a super powerful language model to your own private data. This is the blueprint. You index your documents, create these things called vector embeddings so you can search them by meaning, retrieve the relevant chunks of info, and then feed all that context to the LLM to get a smart, accurate answer that's grounded in your facts. So knowing the theory is one thing, but for the exam, you need the best practices. These are perfect for those tricky scenario questions. You'll probably want to use a hybrid search. That's combining vector and old-school keyword search. You got to pay attention to your chunk size, use semantic ranking to push the best results to the top. And this is a big one. You have to tell the model to only use the info you gave it. That's how you stop it from just making stuff up. All right, another huge service you need to know is Azure AI Content Understanding. This is all about making sense of messy, unstructured data. We're talking about feeding it text, images, and video all at once, and having it pull out structured, useful information. It's the tool for dealing with the kind of chaotic real-world data that every business actually has.
And here's where it really gets practical. So what are people using this for? Well, look at this. The biggest use case is call center analytics, pulling insights from thousands of call recordings. Right behind that is document intelligence, grabbing key data from messy PDFs and forms. This stuff solves real business problems.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the new stuff for 2025. These are the absolute game changers, the features you cannot afford to ignore for your renewal. This is the stuff that can really make the difference between a pass and a fail.
And first up, the headliner,
The GPT-5 family of models is officially on Azure now. This is a massive leap forward in performance and reasoning, and frankly, understanding this new family is completely non-negotiable.
And if you remember just one number from this whole thing, make it this one: 272,000. That is the maximum token context for the main GPT-5 model. I mean, that is a gigantic window that lets you do incredibly deep analysis on enormous documents.
But it's not just one model, right? It's a whole family. You've got the flagship, GPT-5, for that heavy-duty reasoning. Then there's Chat for your multimodal conversations. Mini is perfect for quick, efficient tool calling. And Nano is what you use when you need an answer like, right now. Choosing the right tool for the job is going to be a huge part of the test.
Next up, this is a huge milestone. The agent service is now generally available, or GA, and that's a big deal. It means it's production ready, it's battle tested, it's fully supported, and it's now a core part of the Azure ecosystem. You can absolutely bet this is going to show up on the exam.
So what's new here? Well, it's got full support for the Model Context Protocol now, which makes connecting to backends way easier. There's an awesome new browser automation tool in preview, it's expanded to way more regions, and the API for calling tools is just a lot more powerful.
Whew, okay. We've covered the platform, the principles, the patterns, and all the new features. Now, let's get to the most important part, your action plan. We're going to wrap all this up into a simple, 4-week path that will get you across that finish line feeling totally confident.
Here it is. It's pretty straightforward. Week 1, just nail the basics. Get your hands dirty in Azure AI Foundry and learn those responsible AI principles. Week 2, do a deep dive on the core services, language, vision, speech. Week 3 is for the advanced stuff, RAG, agents, all that good stuff. And then in the final week, it's all about practice exams, review, and making sure you've locked down those new 2025 features we just talked about.
Look, if you take away just one thing, let it be this. The new exam isn't about memorizing trivia. It's about your practical, hands-on skills in Foundry, about actually implementing responsible AI, and knowing how to apply modern patterns like RAG. Just focus your energy there.
And hey, one last thing, a little bit of good news to hopefully lower your stress levels. The Renewal assessment itself is totally free, and you can take it anytime in the 6 months before your certification expires. So really, there's no reason to wait until the last second.
So, there you have it. You have the blueprint. You know what's important, you know what's new, and now you have a plan. The only question left is, are you ready to get out there and build the future of AI on Azure? Good luck! You are totally going to crush this.